Wir werden hier noch ganz viele tolle Bühnen, aber auch In-Stream-Formate haben, wo man das Ganze sieht und erleben darf.
Genau, und Jono wird auf die Bühne kommen, der Community Manager. Und den kennen ja auch einige von euch. Und ja, wird hier ein schönes Zusammentreffen von...
Genau, mit dem Producer, ich lese es mal ab.
Ja, lies es ab.
Mit dem Producer von Monster Hunter, Ryozo Tsujimoto, dem Executive Director, Kaname Fujioka und Game Director, Yuya Tokuda. Also da dürfen wir uns wirklich auf ganz, ganz hochkarätige Leute freuen, die das wirklich komplett kennen, das Spiel, da immer dabei waren, federführend waren.
Und das ist was ich liebe auf der Gamescom, dass man mit den Machern in Kontakt kommt.
Ja.
Dass man die Macher sieht, die Entwickler sieht, die Leute, die wirklich sich die Sachen ausdenken, die Sachen entwickeln und programmieren. Und das ist für mich immer das Besondere auch an
Guck mal, Ryozo kriegt am Stream direkt richtig, richtig viele Herzen. Ryozo, bester Mann. Und jemand hat das Saikri erwähnt.
Das was?
Das Saikri, das siehst du direkt hier.
Ach so, das Reittier.
Das Reittier, genau, das große, gefiederte Reittier. Das habe ich gerade eben auch gesehen. Hast du schon einen Blick darauf erhaschen können?
Ja, ich sehe es ja jetzt hier.
Ich würde mich so freuen, so ein Tier zu haben.
Ja.
Ich würde mich auch nicht mit ihm anlegen. Das ist ein tödlicher Schnabel, sage ich dir. Aber im Spiel sind sie, glaube ich, friedfertig und greifen. Oh, guck mal, das ist das nicht schön?
Wir sehen es hier.
Ich liebe es.
Ja, man braucht auch ein Reittier, weil eben die Welt so groß ist und das nur zu Fuß zu bestreiten, wäre ein bisschen anstrengend.
Ja, das und das Saikri hat aber ja noch die richtig, richtig geile Eigenschaft, wie ich finde, dass es noch eine Waffe für dich mitträgt, sodass du nicht mit einer, sondern direkt mit 2 Waffen losziehen kannst.
Oh,
und
das
die
wusste
unterwegs.
ich gar nicht.
Ja? Oh, guck mal, hast du von mir ausnahmsweise was gelernt.
Das wusste ich nicht.
Ja? Und da kannst du die Waffe unterwegs mal wechseln.
Wahrscheinlich kann man noch mehr Sachen da staunen.
Ich weiß auf jeden Fall von der Waffe, den Rest, das ist jetzt, da hat Etienne spekuliert. Aber wir spielen nachher mal rein und testen das einfach. Ich mag auf jeden Fall richtig, richtig gerne, wie das habe ich gerade eben nämlich geluschert, wie es animiert ist und wie es rennt.
Also so wie ich Monster Hunter kenne, wird man das bestimmt auch customizen können mit wahrscheinlich Satteltaschen und Gespann und keine Ahnung. Also würde mich wundern, wenn es das nicht gibt. Ich weiß es nicht, ich will nichts versprechen, aber ich könnte es mir gut vorstellen, dass das so ein bisschen ja, so wie der Palico vielleicht ist.
Aber wunderschönes Reittier, finde ich. Also das mag ich sehr, sehr gern. So ein Dinosaurier-mäßiger Look. Ich würde eins haben wollen. Würde das in deinen Garten passen?
Ja, auf
sicherlich
das,
auch.
Wie sagt man, Trampolin.
Was? Auf das Trampolin?
Ja, am Trampolin.
Guck mal, da kannst du trainieren, damit es höher springen kann, weil das habe ich auch gesehen, das kann richtig geil klettern und springen und sowas.
Ja, vor allen Dingen kannst du ja das Ganze auch im Kampf einsetzen. Also du kannst ja zum Beispiel dann vom Reittier runterspringen und direkt einen Move machen und so weiter. Also das kann man auch taktisch nutzen.
Bogenschießen vom Reittier, genau.
Ja.
Wer mit Bogen spielt, natürlich. Also ich weiß, dass Densen mit Bogen spielt.
Ja, hat er gerade erzählt.
Und ich finde das sehr, sehr steil. Also ich finde, Bogen ist eine nicht so leichte Waffe. Ich bin nicht so der Fernkämpfer, muss ich aber auch sagen.
Was bist du so?
Nee, ich mag die Doppelschwerter.
Ja, die Doppelklingen, sehr gut.
Ja, weil ich einfach sehr, sehr gern direkt reingehe und ich bin sehr, sehr gern schnell und agil. Also für mich ist diese, wenn man eine schwere Zweihandwaffe zum Beispiel trägt, für mich ist irgendwie immer schwer einzuschätzen, wie viel Vorlaufzeit ich brauche, damit ich wirklich aus der Schusslinie, aus der Angriffslinie bin. Und ich mag das gern, wenn ich sehr schnell agieren kann.
Kann ich total nachvollziehen. Ich mag die Doppelklinge auch. Reingehen, schnetzel, rausgehen.
Und schnell weg!
Ja. Ja, das ist halt bei Monster Hunter ja wirklich auch sehr anspruchsvoll, die Waffen zu lernen. Weil so ein Großschwert zum Beispiel, wenn man mit einem Großschwert spielt, dann haut man das wirklich und dann du spürst als Spieler richtig, wie schwer es ist.
Ja.
Dein Charakter muss das dann erstmal wieder hochnehmen.
Und das ist ja auch realistisch.
Schultern. Und das ist, ja, das muss alles getimed werden.
Pre-Movement ist halt das Geile in Monster Hunter, wird ja auch gerade gesagt. Insect Glaive ist mein persönlicher Favorit, immer wieder geil. Ja, das ist spannend. Ich glaube, man spezialisiert sich am Ende auf, ich sag mal so 2, 3 Waffen, die man dann auch geil dabei haben kann, damit total eingespielt ist. Und deswegen auch so geil, dass Saikri die mitnehmen kann. Finde ich richtig gut.
Ja.
1 Minute?
Oder man macht es wie Trant und spielt alles.
Ja, aber Trant hat doch bestimmt auch Lieblingswaffen.
Ja.
Ich habe ihn letzte Woche gefragt und er meint, es ist schon nicht unaufwendig. Also wenn er sich erstmal eingespielt hat auf Waffen, dann ist man auch echt eingespielt.
Ja.
Etienne, hast du Bock, ab 10 mit mir zusammen runterzuzählen.
Natürlich.
Das ist cool. Das ist so ein richtiges Gemeinschaftserlebnis für uns dann nochmal hier.
So, der Countdown läuft. Es ist ein bisschen, als ob wir hier gleich eine Rakete starten.
Ja, mit Blitz. Kriegen wir einen Blitz?
Kriegen wir einen Blitz und einen Donner?
Ich möchte, wenn 10 runtergezählt ist, Blitz und Donner, bitte. Ich kann alles spielen, bis auf beide Bowguns und Bogen. Crazy. Richtig geil.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Adrian, herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Herzlichen
Das
Glückwunsch.
ist ein schöner Tag. Und damit tatsächlich, schön, dass wir das jetzt noch gemacht haben, weil ich verabschiede mich jetzt.
Wie, du
von
gehst
dir.
jetzt?
Ja.
Das war der Countdown für Sophia verlässt die Bühne.
Geil. Genau.
Ja.
Und du holst ja gleich richtig coole Leute hier ran.
Lass
Ich
mir die
übergebe
Karten.
dir das mal,
Übergib
genau.
mir die Karten. Schön, dass du das gemacht hast. Dir jetzt erstmal eine schöne Mittagspause.
Dankeschön und euch ganz viel Spaß. Ich gucke aus der Mittagspause zu.
Und ich darf jetzt Jono vom Community Management von Capcom auf die Bühne bitten. Ist er schon da? Von wo kommt er denn? Ich weiß es nicht. Da ist er.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going?
Hi.
How's it going? How's it
How
going?
is it?
It's wonderful. It's been
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. The first playable hands-on of Monster Hunter Wilds anywhere in the world. Oh my goodness. And it's
Yeah.
here in Cologne, Germany. So moin moin and guten Abend.
Ja, kann man sagen. Ja, you can say that.
I mean, that's it for me now. Yeah.
Moin, moin, we say in the north.
Ah.
Was sagt man hier in Kölsch? Weiß ich gar nicht. I don't know what they say in Cologne. Doesn't matter. So, you have the pleasure to interview now the producers of the game.
Yes, they're just getting mic'd up. So basically, in the meantime, we can have a little bit of chit-chat, and then we'll bring them out on the stage, because we've got some very familiar faces to those in the Monster Hunter community. And those that are new to Monster Hunter, well, you're in for a treat, because we have some very experienced hunters that will be joining us.
Awesome. So, what are you? Can you tell us a little bit what we're about to see now?
Yeah, no, so here at Gamescom, we have two different quests from Monster Hunter Wilds. We have a single-player quest and a multiplayer quest. Now, we'll be going out into the Windward Plains, which is the first locale in the game,
Okay.
and we'll be going and hunting Doshiguma, which is one of the first monsters we revealed for Wilds, and maybe some
One was
others.
also middle-sized.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they'll definitely leave a mark if they catch you. But
Yes.
you'll see that they actually roam in a pack as well, so you can get outnumbered if you're not careful.
Awesome. So, you will be joined by the producers of the game.
Yeah, we'll have Monster Hunter Wilds producer Ryozo Tsushimoto, we'll have Monster Hunter Wilds director Yuya Tokuda, and Monster Hunter Wilds executive director and art director Kaname Fujioka. So we've got quite the team. They say they'll be ready in just a moment. So.
And do you have like a list of questions?
We do. So the German community have very kindly submitted some questions in advance. So after we've done the hunt, we'll be asking your questions live to the team.
I think that's, I just said it before, that's the best that ever happens on a Gamescom, that you can ask the developers. Those
yeah.
are the guys who put all their minds and all their time into the game, and we have the possibility to ask them questions that we really want to know.
Absolutely. I mean, the Monster Hunter team love the community. We're so lucky to have such a passionate community that want to see more Monster Hunter, that really get behind us and ask us these questions. So honestly, I'm really excited to see what the team have to say when I reveal the mystery community questions, which are locked away securely in my folder.
All right, then should we start?
Are we ready?
Are we ready?
Let's.
I'm going
get
to
in
the booth.
position. Yeah,
And
you get comfortable. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
Thank
as
you.
Well.
Give a applause for Jono and have fun with the gameplay.
Thank you very much. So yeah, once again, thank you for the wonderful introduction. My name's Jono. I'm the EMEA Community Manager for Monster Hunter. And as I mentioned, today we're going to have a very special hunting party. So if you'd please allow me to introduce Monster Hunter Wilds producer Ryozo Tsushimoto. And we also have with us today Monster Hunter Wilds Executive Director and Art Director Kaname Fujioka, and also Monster Hunter Wilds Director Yuya Tokuda. Please make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you.
And with me today, who will be translating, we have Patrick from Capcom Europe. Now, once everyone gets comfy, we'll just ask Ryozo-san. Obviously, yesterday was a very exciting day at Opening Night Live. How are you feeling today?
はい、昨日オープニングナイトライブに登壇していただきましたが、どういうお気持ちですか？
すごくステージ上でもすごく反響をいただきまして、でPV 映像を流させていただいた後も全世界で結構反響をいただいている状況ですね。
It felt really great to get up on the stage and show everyone this brand new trailer, and I'm so happy to see not only the reaction from the crowd on site, but the reaction of millions of players around the world on the live stream.
That's fantastic. Seeing the community reception live just blew us away. It was fantastic. And for those of you watching that aren't familiar with Monster Hunter or are new to Monster Hunter Wilds, Monster Hunter Wilds is the next mainline title in the Monster Hunter series, releasing in 2025, bringing in a whole new generation for the series, which will be is now celebrating 20 years. So thank you so much for all your support, community. And for those of you as well that aren't too familiar with Monster Hunter Wilds has something for single-player gamers, co-op gamers, and everything in between. We're going to be bringing you a deep, engaging story with a fantastic narrative, with really exciting hunting action gameplay in a living, breathing environment. And you'll hopefully see that today as well. And yes, I'm incredibly excited to say, you've probably heard it already, but crossplay is confirmed for Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, you've heard me talking enough. You're here to see these fine gentlemen in front of me get into the hunt. So please join me as we enter the Windward Plains and go hunting. Thank you.
これあれかな。皆さんにこうやってプレイを見せるのは初めてですかね。
初めてですね。しかもマルチプレイ。
マルチプレイ。
だいぶドキドキしてます。
This is their first time playing multiplayer live on stage for the game, so they're excited and nervous.
What a cool experience. I think we're in very safe hands. So during the gameplay, Tokuda-san will be the player we're focusing on, but you will also see some more gameplay from the rest of the hunting party. Shall we?
いい？
やりましょうか。
Okay, let's go.
はい。これはでもなかなか緊張しますね。
Yeah, I do. I feel pretty nervous.
Yeah.
つかない。
His controller isn't working.
PS
But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, when we get into the build, we'll be playing through one of the two quests that are available here, and this is the multiplayer segment where we head out into the seamless environment that is the Windward Plains.
これまだ映ってないかな。
聞かないね。
聞かない。
聞かない。
ちょっとコントローラーが効かないみたいなんで、ちょっと待って。
Just having a controller issue here, so we'll see if we can get someone to help with tech support.
It's all part of the fun of doing it live. But say we will be getting into the hunt soon enough once we've just got everything lined up. But yeah, once again, thank you all so much for your incredible support with yesterday's trailer. Obviously, it's always exciting to reveal a brand new monster. So we had Lalabarina and also a new locale, your very first look at the Scarlet Forest. So we hope you're looking forward to seeing even more. And obviously, we saw Ray Dao, this mysterious thunder-based monster now has a name and is the apex of the Windward
ちょ
Plains.
っと待ってくださいね。
ちょっとコントローラーがね、効かないですね。
So once we've got the controllers rolling, we will dive straight
まあこ
into
んな
the
こともあり
hunt.
ますよ。
So thank you for your patience, everyone watching live, and our awesome live audience here in Germany.
こんな
I'm
こと
really
もあり
looking
ます
forward to getting into the hunt as well.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're playing live.
Oh yeah, you know, this is all part of the fun of live. And you know, for me, I'm a big sword and shield main. I cannot wait to play my favorite weapon in the next Monster Hunter game live for you. And I'm sure we'll talk to the team in a bit about what weapons they'll be using as well. And of course, I'm in safe hands with Patrick, who'll be translating everything for us as well. And then once we've done the gameplay, if you're just tuning in, we'll be having a live question and answer session with some pre-approved questions from the community that we selected before Gamescom started. So if you're looking to get the real juicy info straight from the devs, make sure to stick around after the gameplay section.
ちょっと待ってくださいね。
効きませんね、コントローラーが。
はい。なんせ本
And
当に。
also, actually, this might be the first time as well the community see the new mount, Sacred, live in action, and all the cool things you can do with your new mount buddy. So very, very exciting. And what's quite interesting as well, we saw some eagle-eyed community members actually spotted a baby Sacred in last night's trailer. So to all the hunters, we've been seeing you on Reddit and on social media talking about all these little things from the trailer. So we think that's really, really cool.
I think Ryozo-san was going to mention which weapon he's going to use.
Oh yeah, please do.
そうですね。
Ryozo-san が使う武器は今日は何を選びますか？
ハンマーです。もちろんハンマーです。
Of course, it's the hammer. Whenever it's Ryozo, it's always the hammer.
It is now. I've got a question for Ryozo-san because we know he loves the hammer, but we know in Wilds you can actually bring two weapons at once into a hunt with you. So everyone wants to know, what is your second weapon for Monster Hunter Wilds?
Why is the well? 武器2種持ってくるんですけど。
セカンドウェポンはハンマー。
The hammer, of course.
I mean, more bonk is never a bad thing, right?
Double hammer なんですね。
です。
So we know what Ryozo-san is going to be using. What about Takuda-san? What two weapons are you bringing into today's hunt?
徳田さんが選ぶ武器の2種は何でしょうか？
僕は結構何でも使うんですけど、わりかし今回メカニクス的に変化を加えた狩猟笛と、ライトボウガンの組み合わせが結構お気に入りです。
狩猟笛行く。
狩猟笛も結構使えますね。
I've of course practiced with all the new weapons, abilities and things like that, but today I'm going to go for a combination of hunting horn and the light bowgun. I think it makes a really good combination of skills that you can use together.
なんかその2つの武器ともサポートに特化した武器みたいなイメージがあると思うんですけど、今回はまあサポートもできますし、ダメージもうまくプレイすれば取れるようになっているので、割と変化が大きい武器かなと思います。
I think some people think the hunting horn and the bowguns are more support style weapons, but we've actually adjusted them this time around to make sure that you can be giving a high damage output as well. And you won't be just on the sidelines supporting the party, you'll be in there doing damage to the monster with everyone else.
Yeah, it's great because I remember when we were doing the weapon showcases that the community might have seen recently, and the team mentioned that especially the hunting horn, the light bowgun, and heavy bowgun have received a lot of attention to really carve out an even stronger identity for those weapons. So I'm really excited for the team to showcase that for everyone. And obviously, we know what Ryozo-san's using, we know what Takuda-san's using, but what about Fujioka-san? What weapon are we going to see in his hunter's hands?
藤岡さんは今日はどの武器種を選べますか？
ランスです。
The lance.
Oh, looking forward to that. Getting straight to the point.
I only ever use the lance.
Oh, so is it the same as Ryozo-san? Are we going to see double lance?
良三さんと同じくダブルランスで行くんですか？
ダブルランスですね。
Yes.
Fair play.
He's
Good
going to be
choice.
dual wielding those lances.
開発3人来て3人中2人が1種類しか武器使ってくれないと本当に寂しい限りですけどね。
Personally speaking, he wishes that they would show a bit more variety of weapons to everyone, but they have their choices.
それでもちゃんと使いこなすから。
Of course, Ryozo is going to use it really skillfully, and you're not going to miss out on any
今回
action.
属性の違う同じ武器種でも持っていったりはできますんで、シナジーはあるんですけど、せっかく14武器種もあるのにね。
Of course, while you can take two weapons of the same kind, you can choose different properties. So you could choose a hammer with certain abilities or a hammer with certain elementals on it, and have a second backup of the same weapon with different things. So to be fair, they're making a good strategic choice.
Absolutely. I mean, for example, I love Sword and Shield, and Sword and Shield is known for elemental damage and status effects. So I could bring, say, like a fire weapon and a status weapon and mix and match in the hunt, because as part of the seamless gameplay in Monster Hunter Wilds, we've shown that when a hunt ends, you don't necessarily have to return back to camp. You can just go and hunt the next monster. So having these different weapons on you means if you want to, you can just go straight in after the next one,
何しても切り直した方がいい。
which is rather exciting. I'm also looking forward, obviously, we'll all be wearing some different armor sets as well. So you're going to get to see some rather cool sets in action. And obviously, as we know, any Monster Hunter player that's played a few titles will know that fashion game is for many the true end game. And I think we're a little bit spoiled in Wilds. There's some great stuff already.
Yeah.
でもこの台がホストだから。
We're still just working on some technical issues with the console,
Exactly. Don't worry. We appreciate everyone's patience who's watching. We'll have some gameplay for you as soon as everything is ready. But in the meantime, a little shameless plug. Monster Hunter World and Iceborne is currently on sale on Steam, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and all in between. As well as Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak, which is on sale on all those platforms, as well as Nintendo Switch. So if you're excited about Monster Hunter Wilds, but you've not played yet, you can get in and you can start playing Monster Hunter for a really, really good price. So that's the shameless promo out the way, but do check it out if you're new to Monster Hunter. But yeah, we'll have this up and running soon. Very, very excited to show you Monster Hunter Wilds. And yeah, I think that'll be a ton of fun. Also, I really hope I don't cart. You know, I've done a bit of practice, I won't lie, but if we bite off more than we can chew, I'll do my best to not end up back at camp. But if I do, there's a pretty cool little animation you get now. So that'll be a nice thing for people to see.
I think it does always show as well that nobody's perfect.
Exactly, nobody's perfect.
Even Capcom employees cart sometimes.
Even
the director or the producer cart sometimes.
Yes. But if they do it, I can do it. Lead by example, so it's fine then. I'll feel guilty free if I cart. Yeah. Hopefully not too long now. So
時間もちょっと今セッティングし直し中なので、今徳田が飼ってるトカゲ何匹飼ってるかを聞いてみましょう。
While we're waiting for the consoles to be set up here, Ryozo would like to ask Tokuda-san how many pet lizards he has. But I'm not sure it's a question he's ready for. トカゲ何匹ですか
10匹以上で、新しくこの前赤ちゃんが生まれました。
He has more than 10 pet lizards, and one of them just had a baby, actually.
Wow, oh, congratulations.
And he did mention earlier that having pet lizards means he has great realistic texture reference when he wants to make monster scales in the game, so it's very useful.
I have a question. Are any of the lizards named after monsters?
We asked him that earlier. Unfortunately not. He separates his private from his work lizards.
Very healthy work-life balance.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Work-life lizard balance.
Exactly. Are any of them named after weapons?
I don't think it goes that deep.
Yeah, really excited as well to see the hunting horn played live. I know that's one the community are really excited about. So all of our dutas out there are in for a treat. Because hey, this is the hunting horn, but like you've never seen it before in a Monster Hunter game. So yeah, and also that means we get more buffs in the hunt. So everyone likes a bit of attack up, defense up, a bit of evasion, anything in between. So whenever a hunting horn player joins any hunts I'm in, because I like to jump into random hunts, you know, it always brings a smile to my face.
Yeah, as Tokuda-san mentioned, they've made it sure that the damage output is not balanced with the buffs, so you don't need to be on the sidelines twanging away a tune. You can get involved and pull off some great meaty combos and damage.
Yeah, because I know some people in the community sometimes refer to them as support weapons, but in Monster Hunter Wilds, you know, there's no such thing. All the weapons are pound for pound, bring the hurt to the monsters, but they all have such unique ways of playing and unique benefits they bring to either solo hunting or hunting with your friends or random hunters.
Which weapon will you be using today?
Me, well, Sword and Shield has my heart. It has since 3U back in the day, and every generation, the first weapon I pick up is my Sword and Shield. And my second one, actually, I've been really enjoying the light bowgun and heavy bowgun changes. So I'm going to probably bring the heavy bowgun with me for, you know, for some explosions and some range support if it gets a bit too hot up and close with Doshiguma.
Yeah, because you can use it while mounted on the Sacred as well, right?
Exactly, that's
you want to circle your prey a little bit and fire off some shots before you jump off and get into the action.
You know, I can read the situation. I don't want to get in the way of the hammer because I mentioned Ryozo-san will be at the head. So, you know, that's the hammer's territory. So I'll find a nice space where I can jump in off of Sacred with a dismount attack and then, you know, get in from ranged into melee, because changing weapons on Sacred is like near instantaneous. So, you know, you're really rewarded if you want to mix things up on the fly.
Yeah, and they mentioned previously, but it's not like you have to stay on the Sacred and keep attacking from it. You can jump right off and get involved. It's more that if you have a chance to take a pot shot from a distance on it, then you have that option. So.
Exactly, you know, when you're closing the gap, so if the monster is like moving around the locale and you're giving chase, you can get in a few shots before you get back on the ground and take the monster on full force. And talking of that, one of the interesting features, obviously, that we've shown off in Monster Hunter Wilds is when it comes to accepting a quest, there is the more traditional format where you pick up a quest from your handler, so in this case Alma, or in Wilds, if you see a large monster out and about and you're not on a quest, if you start engaging it in combat, that can also start the quest. So that's more, once again, of the kind of seamless nature, not just of the physical like gameplay itself, but also kind of the mechanics that you might be familiar with from previous titles.
Yeah, and they've also shown us that you can use the map and find quests right on there.
Exactly. So the map in Monster Hunter Wilds is actually a 3D map. So it's really easy to navigate. Even some areas that you might think might be tricky, the 3D map gives you such great visibility. And when you're on Sacred as well, you can actually put certain waypoints on a map or the monster, and Sacred will take you there automatically. So if you're confident to explore, you can. But if you want that little bit of chill, just enjoy the view, you can also do that.
Well, that's one of the learning points from the fact that the maps have gotten bigger and bigger over the years.
和田さん
徳田三振マルチもうまくいってなさそうな
So yeah, as the maps have got bigger over the years, the team have sought really fun and intuitive solutions so you can navigate them.
Okay, so it looks like due to the technical difficulties, we're going to focus on single player. We were planning to do a multiplayer session with all the developers, but you know, real-time consoles and technology is
It's all the fun of doing it live.
fundamentally, you can't rely on it. So Tokuda-san is going to give us a single-player demonstration of a quest. So we're just setting that up now, and then the other developers will add some color commentary.
It sounds good. And also, obviously, for those that were looking for multiplayer today, apologies, but we are streaming also tomorrow and on Friday at the same times. So we hopefully, all going well, we will have multiplayer for you on the following days, but absolutely stick around because you were in very safe hands with Takuda-san and his hunting horn.
ちなみに明日もあるので、明日のマルチできたらいいな。
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to join you tomorrow for
Oh
multiplayer.
yeah, we need to see that hammer action.
Ryozo-san no hammer, was it?
そうね。
じゃあ始めましょうか。
じゃあ今日は
覚えてる？うん。OK。
いらっしゃって。
And
Okay, we are back then, and we're going to have, this is the Tokuda-san's gameplay screen that you can see right now.
まずこれ今回の出展のバージョンになるんですけど、本来はキャラメイクできます。めちゃめちゃ細かく今まで以上に細かいキャラの設定ができるんですけど、今回はショーロームなのでこうやってタイプから選んでもらえるようにしてます。
For anyone who sees this screen is concerned that there's simplified character creation, don't worry, this is just for the show floor demo version to make things go quickly. We've made some preset characters for you to choose, but the full game has the detailed character creator that you've come to know and love.
ボイスも選べるんですけれども、キャラメイクでは今回はキャラクターに合った声をこちらの方で当てはめた形のものを選んでいた形になってます。
We've also included voices by default on each character today, but in the full game you will be able to choose the voice you want to have on your hunter.
that's fantastic. I know our community love to express themselves via their hunters, and not just their hunters, but their palicos.
はい、パリコも同じですね。アイルですね。もう細かくキャラの設定できるんですけど、今回はタイプからこちらを用意したものから選んでもらうようにしています。
Exactly, and similarly, you know, we want to keep things simple for the show floor demo. People who are coming to queue to play the game don't have to waste too much time on that part of it. We've had some characters created here, but you'll be able to do some detailed settings in the full game.
Yeah, I'm loving the different hair color options as well. I spotted that in there.
今回のデモ版は、シングルでストーリーを楽しんでいただくモードとやや経験者向けの方に、遊んでいただけるモードがあるんですけど、今回は経験者向けの方をプレゼンさせてもらいます。
So we've got two different quests that you can take on here at Gamescom. One of them is for perhaps the more beginner hunters who want to have a bit of an introduction to the story and the setting. And we have another one for those more veteran hunters who are able to jump right into the action. Needless to say, that's the one I'll be doing today.
And here we are in the camp as well, obviously. We see the hunter here with a great sword on her back, but we know that Takuda-san will be rocking the hunting horn. So we're going to take a look at the camp section now.
今日は狩猟笛を選ぶということですね。
テントの中でいろんな武器に、を選んでいただくことができるんですけれども、今回は一番最初のプレゼンテーションなので、一番基本的な、グレートソードとライトボウガンでいこうと思います。
So as you can see, you can choose from any of the 14 weapon types here in the camp. Although we were discussing our weapon choices as a multiplayer party earlier, now that I'm going solo, I'm going to keep it simple and go with my usual choice of great swords.
A fine choice, a classic.
今回は 男性用の昔男性用のデザインと女性の装備のデザインというのがあったと思うんですけども、今回はそれこの区切りをなくしてどちらのタイプの装備も選べるようになってます。
You can see I'm choosing my armor here. In previous Monster Hunter games, you had male and female armor was separate. I'm happy to confirm that in Monster Hunter Wilds, there's no more male and female armor. All characters can wear any gear.
That's awesome. Fashion game is officially the end game.
またコントローラーがご機嫌が非常に悪いです。
俺のとこは一番マシかもね。こっちでやった方がいいかもね。
Unfortunately, Tokuda-san's controller is on the blink again.
Well, enjoy the view of some of the armor sets in the meantime. And obviously that exciting news that now in Monster Hunter Wilds, no matter how you choose to build your hunter, what they look like, any of the armor sets in the game, they can use as long as you have the monster parts. So that's incredible. We know the community have been wondering if this would be the case. So I cannot wait to see what the community cook up when they get their hands on it in 2025. But yeah, oh, so excited to hear about that.
Yeah, the developers also love seeing everyone posting their characters.
Yes.
And especially their palicos, of course.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I actually have a cat in real life, and I always base my palico off of her. She's a little tortoise shell, so actually one of the presets is a tortoise shell as well here, so yeah, you love to see it.
I'm sure we have a lot of cat lovers in the community who
Yeah.
love recreating their little doggies.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
OK。
I think
別のに変えました。
the controllers should be working now, so
Get up.
let's see if we can get back into the action.
はい、すみません。じゃあ選んだので、
Okay, I've chosen my gear, so let's go on.
ここが今回のハンターたちの拠点になるベースキャンプになります。
So this is the base camp, which is the camp of operations for the hunters.
で、セクレトに乗るとオートでターゲットのところまで
You can see that I'm here on my sacred mount. It's actually automatically leading me towards my target. I'm not steering it at the
連
moment.
れてってくれますし、人のいる拠点と、フィールドに今までロードが挟まってましたけども、今回はシームレスに行き来できるようになっ
And
て
of
ます。
course, you might have noticed zero loading screens, zero buffer, just ride straight out from camp into the field.
Absolutely. So when we say seamless, this is it in the flesh.
非常にシームレスな体験ですね。
今ね、隠れ身の総意を来ましたね。
So we can see that the monsters are forming a bit of a pack here.
I think Takuda stands a bit outnumbered at the minute. I wonder how he'll do.
They ventured us supplies.
動き出し
Where could they be leading him? And what we saw there is how quickly you can mount Sacred as well. So using a button prompt, you can get straight back onto your mount and into the action.
急に動き出しましたね。これもなかなか珍しい。
Tokuda-san is sometimes surprised by the monster behavior because it's so realistic and unpredictable. He's never seen them run away this quickly, so he's having to change his strategy to figure out what to do.
They've clearly heard of his hunting prowess. And we've got mounted combat there as well. And then we're taking advantage of the light bowgun's range there. So yeah, as we mentioned earlier, mounted combat is an option when you're re-engaging a monster, just to keep them on their toes. Oh my goodness. So obviously, like having a pack of monsters like this is a first for the Monster Hunter series. So yeah, oh wow. Oh. Oh.
あ
ああいうふうに装飾モンスターを掴んで投げてきたりもしますね。
So you may have seen that the carnivores actually grabbed and threw one of the herbivores at them.
なんか
So
落ちてる
small monsters can be dangerous in many ways.
まあ今大根やし玉を使えってすごい出てますね。
Yeah, so you can see that there's a recommendation here for me to use a dung pod. That'll help me get rid of the other guys in the pack.
ちなみに今までのようにアイテムセレクト普通にできるんですけど、こういう拡張版
So we actually have an extended version of the classic item selection bar, which you might have seen come up on the screen here. It's a new option for how to choose your items.
That's fantastic. More flexibility, allowing you to access the item you want even quicker. And then we see the large dunk pod being deployed, which hopefully should split the pack up because
群れを、あえて一網打尽にするようなやり方もあるんですけど、一番簡単なのは新しいアイテムである大根やし玉というのを使って、群れを散らすのが、簡単なやり方になりますね。
You can, of course, throw the dunk pod at each individual member of the herd you want to get rid of, but we have this new large dunk pod I've chosen here that lets me throw it in a general area and it'll get rid of all of those pesky monsters we don't want to hunt.
And also, so we're seeing obviously Mountain in Monster Hunter Wilds, and the new way it has been added to the game. Oh, that'll leave a mark. And then we see the small monsters getting involved as well. So it's as we mentioned, a living, breathing world, and we see this pack of small monsters taking advantage of Doshiguma being in a bit of a tough spot.
そうですね、こういう小さいモンスターが大型モンスターを攻撃したりするのもワイルズから加わった要素になります。
Yeah, this is a brand new feature where we have this kind of interaction at different levels of the ecosystem. It brings an extra level of realism.
And talking of there's a certain monster in the background there as well. Hopefully they don't come and visit because that would be scary. But we are in the inclemency period right now. A storm has rolled in mid-hunt, dramatically changing the whole locale. It's a bit of a shocking experience. And here we have another of our monsters that we've revealed here, Balahara. And Balahara and Doshiguma, they don't seem to be getting on too well. We're seeing, oh my goodness. So, Tokudu-san, what are we seeing here exactly?
これはどういう状況でしょうか？
やばいやばいやばい。こっちにも別のバーラハーラがいましたね。
Yeah,
危ない危ない。
it seems that he's engaged the Balahara, hoping it would start a turf war
And it
and
looks like
damage
that's
the main
successful.
monster, which worked.
でさらに
Now we have a certain monster here that was officially revealed in yesterday's trailer opening night live. Behold, the apex monster of the Windward Plains, Ray Dow. And we have seen the community calling it Thor Magala when it was first teased, which did make us chuckle. But yeah, Ray Dow is the name of this powerful monster. So if you do come across this, if you're at Gamescom and you meet this in your quest, good luck. You'll need it.
これ今回の出展してるやつでも結構みんなレダウに向かっていく人多いです。
ものすごく強いんで。
We've seen a lot of people coming to the booth actually intentionally seeking out Ray Dog for a challenge, but as you said, it's a really fearsome monster to take on, so you need to be pretty confident.
That's why I love the Monster Hunter community. They're like, this is the scariest monster. I'm going straight for that one. And look at the power of that. You know, I don't think Doshiguma's going to win this one against Ray Dow.
実際にここまでゆっくりね、ゲームプレイ見せることもあんまり今までなかったので。
Yeah, this is our first opportunity, Rosa-san says, to have a chance to really show a big meaty chunk of gameplay rather than showing trailers. So it's a great chance for everyone to see this.
Absolutely, and to say we're in expert hands as well, which is fantastic.
これ藤岡さん、レダウンのデザインのこだわりは？
最初にのステージなので、かなり土砂駒とかそういうモンスターに結構獣というか、 なんだけど、やっぱりこの地を代表するモンスターなので、一番そのモンスターハンターらしいデザインにしたくて。
Yeah, so Rizzo-san was asking what was the design intention behind Raidal, and Fujioka-san explained that, you know, the first monster you meet is kind of more like Doshagama style, beastly, furry kind of creatures, so we want to have something that stood apart from those, but that also represented the new feature of the kind of the stormy conditions that can change at any time. So having this kind of lightning creature really represents the elemental nature of the new Monster Hunter Wilds environmental design.
Yeah, it's encapsulated wonderfully. Like the community reaction when we just teased the monster was fantastic. Theory crafting, making fan art, trying to make out what the monster looks like. Yeah, I can definitely see that coming through.
異常気象、砂嵐の異常気象の特徴の一つとして、先ほどのようなレダウのようなモンスターが出るというのも一つあるんですけど、この大来光虫という環境生物がいろんなところに現れます。それをアクティブにすることで今のようなしびれ罠のような効果を得ることができたりします。
Yeah, you just saw me using the Great Thunderbug here. It's one of the environmental creatures, the endemic life that's on the Windward Plains. So I was able to activate them, and that creates a huge shock effect for the monster that I'm hunting.
So resourceful hunters that keep a lookout for these little things in the environment can really capitalize on them during a hunt. Oh, hey, nice shot.
今みたいに、ただの落石だけじゃなくて巨大な落石、より効果の高い巨大な落石だったりさまざまな、環境を利用するものが、パワーアップして入ってます。
Yeah, that was just one example of the many different environmental traps that you can use to cause damage. There's even bigger rock falls than that and other things to discover.
Absolutely, I remember actually using rock falls in Monster Hunter World, and I'd miss most of the time, so it's good that there's lots of opportunities to use more traps, so you know, if you miss the first time, you might get them the second time. And what we've just seen here as well is the support hunter feature, which we actually revealed in yesterday's trailer.
They're just saying that Chatacabra has turned up on the scene, so we've got quite a menagerie today.
We do, so we've seen 4 different monsters already in the space of this one hunt, and they've all come up and tried to take on Takuda-san as well.
タタカブラは初期のモンスターなので遊びやすくなってます。
Chatacabra is one of the first monsters you'll face in Wild, so it's one of the ones that's, if you're used to the series, it'll be a little easier to take on.
Absolutely, and what a character he is with that tongue.
あれ、救難出したの？
出しました。
はいはい。これシングルでも救難出すとNPC が仲間で入ってきてくれる。
もう今。
So a few moments ago, you'll have seen that Tokuda-san put up an SOS flare. Even though he's playing offline in single player, 3 support AI hunters have now joined him, who you can see on the party list on the left. These are really intelligent new AI companions that will help out single players.
ちなみに今ちょっと見えづらかったかもしれませんけど、スタの罠を僕が落としたら AI の NPC は攻撃をやめて僕の方まで近寄ってきてくれてます。
They're really intelligent, so just now whenever I took a vine trap and set it up by attacking the vines, the AI hunters knew to stop attacking the monster and come to me and the trap so that we can lure the monster towards us. So they're really smart.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that's great to say, you know, because we know a lot of gamers, they don't play online or they prefer a solo experience. And for that, you can still kind of have that multiplayer or companionship feel with the support hunters. And it's your choice whether you use them or not as well.
ライトボウガンも結構メカニクスが変わっていて、全部の弾を速射することはできないんですけど、この通常弾と3弾、貫通弾の3種を基本弾として無限に撃てるようにしています。
So we've changed the mechanics here a little bit when it comes to the bow guns. You'll notice when I was choosing the ammo that you can choose between having smaller bullets that you can shoot off infinitely, or more powerful bullets that are more limited in ammo.
So you have to make a conscious decision when to bring out the big guns and really kind of lay into the monster. And also looking at Doshiguma as well, you can kind of see the damage and wear and tear it's been receiving over the duration of the hunt. Obviously in traditional Monster Hunter titles before Wilds, you'd break monster parts and you'd visibly see that, but it looks like the team have really added on to that and added even more detail.
What's our move?
特訓爆弾は、
ええ
明日のために
嘘そうなのわかりました
I think Tokuda-san was probably going to bust out a barrel bomb, but we need to save some good stuff for the following streams. So we're going to keep the barrel bomb for tomorrow's
There
stream.
you go, another good reason to tune in tomorrow as well.
あ違う違う
I don't think Doshiguma appreciated that alarm clock. And mentioning what you said about the support hunters kind of observing what you're doing and playing around that, they didn't wake the monster up, they let Takuda-san do that as the player.
Yeah, the AI is really smart and it knows what strategy you're going to be going for based on your actions.
And look at the mobility on the light bowgun and the rapid shots as well, including with elemental ammo. Hey!
これ細かいですけど何気にこう剥ぎ取りの時もちょっと上に登れるんですよねほら
So Ryozo-san is just pointing out that you can actually get on top of the monster now in order to carve. So that's a new feature from this game.
Actually, and we can see Olivia getting stuck in as well.
Yeah.
She's not hanging about. She's like, I'm getting my monster parts right now. So yeah, when you do take down a monster, you can get a lovely, nice pan, a nice screenshot of you stood upon your prize. But no, that was a great hunt. Takuda-san, what was your highlight from that Doshiguma hunt?
はい、今の狩りのハイライトは何でしたか？
そうですねレダウだったりバーラハーラだったり今回のワイルズの隔ての砂原にいろんな環境を使いながら狩りをできたことは良かったんじゃないかなと思います。
I was really happy I was able to show you a huge variety of monsters within one quest and also show off the windward plains and the ecology that you're able to use at the same time. So that was a great hunt for me.
That was awesome. And say, with that, we will have to wrap up a little bit earlier due to the delay at the start. So don't worry, we will be doing community Q&A in tomorrow's stream. So do tune in at the same time tomorrow. And if you liked what you saw today, you can wishlist Monster Hunter Wilds on PSN and Steam right now. So it really does support the game ahead of launch. So if you do like what you're seeing, do drop a wishlist. And for everyone in the queue and in the audience as well, we hope you have a wonderful time playing today. But do stick around, because in about 15-ish minutes, I'll be back with Takuda-san, and we'll be doing a live stream with some more Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay. But in the meantime, I'd like to say thank you so much for Takuda-san, Ryozo-san, and Fujioka-san for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully some multiplayer gameplay. And in the meantime, happy hunting. Your patience whilst we got set up. We are here with Monster Hunter Wilds director Yuya Tokuda and Patrick, who will be translating for us. Welcome, welcome. We are going to be diving straight back into Monster Hunter Wilds for some hunting goodness. Isn't that right, Tokuda-san?
よろしくお願いします。
Nice to join you.
Thank you, thank you. Now, obviously, on stage just now, we saw you rocking the greatsword. What weapon are you feeling for today? Because with these streams, this is your opportunity to show off whatever weapons you want.
先ほど体験だったんですけど、ステージで今回はどの武器種になるのでしょうか。
どれにしましょうかね。何か見たいのあるのかな。
Is there anything that anyone wants us to use today?
You know, I've seen a lot of charge blade, please, in chat.
チャージブレード、ランス。
Hunting horn,
チャットの
gun.
方では
Oh,
すごいすごい。
Whoa!
早すぎて。
The chat is overwhelmed and he can't read
す
it.
ごいハンマー。
チャークもありますし、ランスもあります。
ハンマーがガン
Oh, my great sword, lance
Lance
bow,
が多
charge
い。
blade, lance, gun lance. Oh my goodness!
オッケ
The choice is yours,
ー。
Tokuda-san.
はい、オッケー。じゃあ始めますか。
Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, let's dive into the hunt.
これ画面出てるのかな。
はい。
オッケー。
There we are. We're now in the corner. But the good thing is as well, obviously, you know, we're asking which weapon, but in Monster Hunter Wilds, as they've seen, you can actually carry 2 weapons at once into a hunt.
まあどの武器にしますかっていう質問ですけど、2種持てるんですね今回。
そうですね。なんか、環境もいろいろ変わりますし、マップもすごく広くなってますので、セクレットの2種類の武器を持つことで、いろんな環境の変化に柔軟に適応していただくように今回デザインしています。
That's right. As you'll have seen, the environment is so changeable and it has these 2 sides to it where it can be very peaceful and then very wild and stormy. So we've added the ability to jump on your sacred and quickly change to a second weapon at any time so you can have a strategy ready for any situation.
Oh, that's fantastic.
ちなみにね、パリコの声、今回は、1種類しか当て込まれてないんですけど、実際のキャラメイクは2種類から選ぶことができます。
So the character creator is a little bit restricted for this demo version. So for example, the Palico voices, you'll have 2 different ones to choose from, but for the purposes of this build, we've just got a default one set. So don't be concerned you see the limited options here. This is just for the demo version.
まあオプションでアイル語、猫の言葉に変えることもできます。
You can, of course, also change your Palico to speak in Meowie Palico language if that's what you prefer. So if you don't want to hear them speaking in human words, then switch it to the meows.
Yeah, it's great to have the choice. But say there's some great benefits as well of having your Palico talk human language, right?
まあ人間の言葉だといろいろサポートしてくれたりするんですね。
そうですね、テキスト自体はボイスにしてもアイル語にしても出るんですけれども、ボイスの方が字を読まなくてもサポートしてくれるので、すごく分かりやすいと思います。
Yeah, it's going to be giving you helpful hints and support, but even if you choose the meowing noises, the subtitles will still give you the correct information. You won't lose out on that support, regardless of your audio choice.
That is handy. So it's a win-win no matter which you pick. It's down to your personal preference.
14個の武器からここで選ぶことができますし、セカンダリーウェポンもここで選ぶことができます。
So we can choose from the 14 weapon types here. Which one are we going to go for?
なんかまあランスが多かったかな、さっきの。
I get the feeling that Lance was the most requested in the chat, so I'm going with Lance.
ボウも多いのかな。
And there was some people asking for the bow too, so that's going to be my second weapon choice.
There we go. Everyone's a winner. Getting the armor out here. Are we going for fashion or function here, Tokuda-san?
機能重視ですか、ファッション重視ですか、僕は。
まあ両方ですね。今回ね、やっぱスキルのシステムがちょっと変わってて、この体験版でも本編とはちょっと違いますけど、スキルシステム自体は実装されています。まあこのセットボーナススキルっていうのと、今までのシリーズスキルに加えて、グループ、特定のグループによってもスキルがつくようになってたりします。例えば重竜の、モンスターで装備を合わせると特定のグループスキルがついたりみたいなのも、実装されていってます。
A little bit of both in this case. I think it's a great looking armor, but I also want to have my skills ready to go out in the hunt. And you may have noticed some changes there on the screen that was on just now to the skill system. It's broadly based on what we had before in Monster Hunter World. But you saw new set bonus skills, for example. So in addition to this, wearing the same armor series, getting you bonuses, there'll be certain set bonuses. It might be, for example, 2 different monsters' parts, but they're from the same type, same sort of category of monster. For example, the same type of wyvern. You might be able to get some set bonus skills from combining those armor together. So you have more chances to mix and match.
Oh, wow. So if you love build crafting, then you're in for a treat.
exactly.
そうですね。あとね、重要なところとしては武器に特定の攻撃スキルが、攻撃的なスキルは武器の方についている形になってます。
And there's also going to be specific attack skills attached to weapons as well.
Oh wow, so even more reason to use or craft and use a wide variety of weapons.
いろいろな武器を作成することが重要になるゲームなんですね。
そうですね。防具の方のスキル選んでいただいてスキルビルド考えていただくというのは変わらないんですけども、この2つの武器に、を持っていても、そこまでこう、スキルビルドに苦労しないような形に、スキル、デザイン自体を、変更を加えてますね。
Yeah, that's right. And you'll be able to choose the two weapons, of course. So I think you'll be able to create a build that gives you a bit of flexibility so that changing weapon changes one of the skills out and that lets you have two different strategies at the same time rather than being locked to just what you put on your armor, which you can't change in the field.
Which is another less. So as we mentioned on stage, obviously having two weapons, you can either have two different weapons or two of the same type, but then having different versions of that type will yield benefits. And Tokuda-san, it's a 3v1 or 3v2 because you've got your Palico at the moment. How do you think you'll fare with a lance in this situation?
今回はランスですが、3匹でかかってきてますので、どうなるのでしょうか。
そうですね。やっぱり群れはすごく、特にランスみたいなちょっと機動力が低めの武器っていうのは苦手だったりするんですけれども、するんですけれども、今回結構小回り利くような形になっていたりだとか、なんかあれやな。
Yeah, we've adjusted the lance in Monster Hunter Wilds so that it's still the sort of the powerful wall that it needs to be a lance. But you might notice as I'm playing that I've got a little bit more movability and a little bit more flexibility in my options.
Oh, that looked good.
でツバゼリアイは今みたいにガードを特性を持った武器が、モンスターのその特定の攻撃にうまく当てていくと、ツバゼリアが発生するような仕様になっています。
What you just saw was a power clash. So whenever you've got a weapon that can guard, such as the lance, and a certain condition is met whenever you're attacking the monster and you guard at just the right time, you'll get this power clash happen on screen.
で今ちょっと見たかな、ジャスト判定していくと、割と今回いろんな武器にジャスト判定ついてるんですけど、その後、簡単な追撃に移ることがランスできるようになってます。
All the weapons pretty much now have some kind of perfect timing sort of effect on them for depending on how you're using it, but you'll be able to see how it works on the lance in this case. And it lets you follow up with attacks once you've done the perfect timing block.
セクレトに乗ると、セクレトは一定の回数、回避をしてくれるので、危険になったらとりあえずセクレトを上のボタンで押すっていうのが、今回の割とプレイしやすい、ポイントになりますね。
The Sacred is sort of hanging around to support you while you're hunting, and you'll be able to quickly press the button on the D-pad to call the Sacred and get away from danger if you're kind of getting into trouble. So you might have noticed there it was ready to go for me right there as I started getting hit and taking damage.
間違えた。変なのぶつけちゃった。
It's always good to have an escape plan, especially when there's a pack of Doshiguma on you.
モンスターを遅らせても連れていくことができるのは今まで通りなんですが、この誘導弾ルアーなんとかで、を使うルアーポットを使うとこのように敵視みたいな線がついてると思うんですけど、モンスターを連れていくことができます。
You've always been able to anger a monster if you want to get it to follow you because you're planning to lure it somewhere on the map, and that's what we're doing right now. But I've used the new luring pod. You can see here on my slinger ammo display on the bottom right. That actually displays this little red beam that shows you which monster it is you're luring specifically, and it's almost indicating which one you're going to be dragging along.
That's really exciting. So obviously we're playing a solo hunt at the minute, but with the luring pod and the aggro line there, what benefits would this particular luring pod have for multiplayer if you're a Lance user?
マルチだと今の仕様はどういう風な使い方がありそうなのでしょうか。
そうですね、マルチであっても、モンスターを特定の場所まで連れていくということが、できますし、例えばその縄張り争いをするようなモンスターをあえて自分のモンスターのところに連れていくっていうこともできますね。
I think, well, regardless of your weapon, you'll be able to strategically plan together to lure monsters. Let's say you've got one of them next to you, the Doshaguma, and you're next to another one, like the Chatakabra. We could plan to lure them together to make a turf war happen, to try and damage our targets. So, the possibilities are really endless.
That's fantastic. And saying if you are a shield user, you can live that tank fantasy by keeping aggro on you a little bit longer. And who's this monster, Tokuda-san?
これが、セイダテの砂原の、 エイペックスモンスターのレダウですね。
This is Ray Dal. It's the apex predator of the windward plains that we're in at the moment.
Some electrifying attacks.
Positively shocking.
Chat are loving seeing Ray Dow appear.
きます。
Oh,
Here it comes.
and then we're in the inclemency period at the moment, which explains why the weather is so shocking and extreme. So, you know, both the hunter and the monsters have to contend with this.
どうぞ。
はい、まあ今はこういう嵐の北上機能になっているので、モンスターもハンターも注意しないといけないんですね、雷とか。
そうですね、ある種ハイリスクハイリターンというか、うまく環境を利用するには、大ダメージを期待することもできるんですけど、同時に非常に危険でもあります。
Exactly, it's high risk, high return. You know, you're going to be able to do extra damage to the monsters during this period by utilizing the environment and if they get struck, but you're also equally at as much risk of taking damage. So it's a time to be careful for sure.
Absolutely.
今小型モンスターが、こかしましたね、噛みついて土砂熊を転倒まで持っていきます。モンスターの強さによってどちらが勝つっていうのは、均等ではなくて毎回一緒ではなくて、小型モンスターが低い確率ですけど土砂熊に関しては勝つ可能性があります。チャタカブラにはもっとすごい高い確率で勝ったりします。
So you've seen the small monsters, you know, trying to take on the big one. It's not like it's a fixed program where the big ones always win.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. I think depending on the big monster they want to take on, sometimes the pack or herd of smaller monsters may actually have a chance of taking it down.
Oh, wow.
Especially if it was something like a Chatacabra rather than the more powerful and aggressive Doshakuma that we're dealing with right now.
So there's definitely strength in numbers then.
これね、今まで言ってないですけど、新しい環境生物で回復コロモムシというのがいます。
We haven't shown this before, this Vigor Mantle bug, which I've just grabbed.
今回復しましたね。フックスリンガーで取って自分のところまで引き寄せて回復することができる、まあすごく便利な生き物です。
It's a really handy endemic life creature that you can grab with your slinger and pull it over to you for a quick heal.
Very handy in the heat of the hunt. I don't know how many times I've been chased by a monster and I haven't got time to glug a potion, so that's very handy.
回復薬飲み姫がないときには非常に使えそうな環境生物ですね。
Ooh, and what was that we just saw there with the focus strike?
今の攻撃はどういうものだったんでしょうか。
そうですね、これがまさにフォーカスストライクになります。傷口に対して当てると今のような特殊な突きに派生しますね。
Yeah, as you noticed, the focused strike is something that you can use while you're in focus mode and the monster has already been wounded, and it lets you pull off a special attack targeting the wounded area.
まあ今みたいに砥石を研ぐときにもセクレトを呼べよみたいなアナウンスが出たりもしますし、当然武器も棒にしたつもりが変わってない。後でま
The
た
tutorials that we've got switched on for this demo purposes were showing that you can get on your sacred and sharpen your weapon and change weapon. I just realized I didn't actually correctly change my second weapon, so I don't think I have the right one with me. But
It's still a ranged weapon, you know.
今回乗った時に、乗り移りながらいろいろなところにダメージを与えているのは変わらないんですけど、弱攻撃、中攻撃、さらには武器による攻撃っていうのがいつでもできるようになってます。
So you can move around the monster just like in, for example, Monster Hunter World once you're mounted to attack different parts of its body. But as you'll have seen on the screen, you also have powerful and weaker attacks, as well as a per weapon special attack that is coming up with the button prompt there. So you have a lot more variety in the mounted attacks you can carry out.
Absolutely, that was an absolutely brutal attack in a very satisfying way. And all of the 14 weapon types have that as well.
その特殊な攻撃はどの武器種にもついているものなんですね。
そうですね、はい。集中、乗った時の、武器攻撃っていうのはすべての武器で使えます。
That's right. All 14 weapons have that special attack.
Wow. So even more options on how you want to handle the monster, bring them down quicker, mount them for longer.
なんか向こうでレーダーアウト。
See in the background, Ray Dao is completely wailing on this Balahara.
Welcome to the stream, Balahara.
三つどもえですね。
Yeah, we've got this whole 3 monster situation going on here.
Who's your Xenion?
かけるとしたら誰が勝ちますか？
これレーダーアウトですね、これはね。
my money's on Ray Dao.
こうやって今回はダメージが与えた状態で、例えば土砂熊クリアした後に、さっきのバラハラがもし逃げていなければ、HP も多少減った状態で、クエスト化することもできます。
Since we're seamlessly traveling and doing quests in the map, even if I defeat my target, such as the Alpha Toshagama just now, if the other monsters who are in the vicinity are still hanging around and they're weakened, I don't have to start over again with them. I can just continue right on and continue to attack them, start a new quest and take them down, having the damage carried over.
And here's Chatakabra. So how many monsters have we seen now in this quest? Is it 4?
このモンスターでもうモンスター4種類ぐらい出現してると思うんですけど。
そうですね。今4種類いますね。でももっと出ますよ。
Of course, there are many more that could appear.
このように大体の場合土砂熊が勝つんですけど、ごくまれにチャタカブラが勝ったりもしますし、それを争ってる間にこちらがダメージを与えていくと、ある種助立ちみたいになって土砂熊が負けたりすることを手助けすることもできたりします。
Like I said before, in most cases, the Toshagama will be able to defeat the Chatakabra just because of their relative power. But there are times when the Chatakabra manages to pull it off and defeat the Toshagama. And of course, the hunters can take advantage of the distraction and keep attacking their target. And you'll weaken Toshagama so much that you might actually help Chatakabra best his foe.
ちなみにね、マップも変な環境性ですか。マップも全部覆うこういう形、あとマップ自体 3D になってますよね。3D になってますし、全部広げることもできできるし、こういうふうにちょっとだけ。
Yeah, we're trying to show it whilst running away here, but yeah, you can see that it actually covers all the information you need in the environment.
And obviously, so we've got the 3D map now. What was the kind of primary reason we went for 3D on this iteration or more detail?
3D 仕様にした背景は何でしょうか。
そうですね。ワールド時の古代樹の森だったり正気の谷のような階層構造が複雑なフィールドになると、自分がどこの位置にいたりだとか、モンスターがどこの位置にいたりっていうのがちょっと分かりにくい部分もありましたので、今回この 3D マップと、セクレトのオートの移動ですね。この2つによってすごく迷いにくくなってます。
It's a bit of a learning we had from Monster Hunter World, where the maps got bigger and bigger and more three-dimensional and with more verticality. But we heard from a lot of players that they were having trouble finding their way around or even getting lost while trying to find the monsters. So we upgraded the map to 3D.
ちょっと注目してもらいたいんですけど、土砂熊は、ある程度バトルが進んでいきますと、それこまでに、潰した古傷が、怒りによってもう一回避けて、全身がもう一回傷だらけになるような特性っていうのを持ってます。
You might notice that all the wounds that we created earlier and attacked are coming back now. This is actually special to Toshagama. It has a feature where when it gets angry like it is now, it literally opens up its old wounds from the rage.
Oh, wow.
And it reopens those wounds for you to attack. So it's a bit of an opportunity for you to re-attack those areas.
So if you successfully create lots of wounds early on in the hunt, you're rewarded for it in the latter stage with more damage
最初のう
opportunities.
ちに傷口がたくさんつければつけるほど後から有利になるって
そうですね。
Yes. Well, that was a yes or no question.
ただしこの状態になるとものすごく凶暴性も増しますので、攻撃性も増すので、そういう意味での厳しさっていうのはより増しますね。
On the other hand, it's going to get a lot more powerful and aggressive when it's angry. So you've got more opportunities to attack, but you're going to have a lot more attack coming your way too.
It's more dangerous for everyone involved.
いけるか。
Oh, 2 for 2.
せっかくなんでここらで、サポート今北条付近になりましたね。で、SOS フレア使ったらっていうアサインも出たので使ってみましょうか。
So we've returned to the bounty weather condition, and we've had this. We've got the option currently on to show more tutorials for first-time players, and it's suggested that we bring in some support hunters to finish off the hunt. So I'm going to follow that suggestion and fire off an SOS flare.
人が NPC が外に。
There's some NPCs here just minding their business on the map.
Gosh, hopefully Doshiguma doesn't come barreling through right now.
ドシャグマに攻撃されないといいですね。
そうなんです。逃げてきます。
Don't worry, they're smart enough to run away when they see it coming.
今ね、ファストトラベル使いましたね。
So I've just used fast travel to return to a pop-up camp.
And what does the pop-up camp allow us to do?
このキャンプでできることは何でしょうか。
このように装備を変えたりだとか、 物資を補給、アイテムを補給したりだとか、あと力尽きた時のリスポーンポイント、あと SOS フレアを打った時の AI サポートハンターが、出てくる場所にもなりますので、なるべくこのモンスターの習性に合わせて場所に先に置いておくと狩りの効率がすごく良くなってきますね。
So these camps will allow you to change your weapons, change your gear, stock up on items. They're also the respawn point for after you cart, and they represent the point at which support AI hunters will actually enter the map as well when you call them in. So if you're able to place it closer to where the action is, then it could be beneficial.
So we can see that's one of the tactical benefits of choosing your camp carefully.
キャンプを近くに置いておくとそこが有利なんですね。
そうですね、はい、ただし壊されたりするキャンプもありますので、その利便性と安全性を天秤にかけながら選んでいただく形になりますね。
That's right, but the closer to the action you place your camp, the more at risk you are of the camp being attacked by monsters because it's in a bit of a dangerous area. So
you don't want that when you're
balancing
trying to chill.
convenience and risk is going to be up to the player. Yeah.
環境が豊穣期になったので、草食のモンスターがたくさん群れをなすようになったりだとか、回復のミツムシのようなとこにいるかな。
So we're in the plenty here, and that will change the endemic life that appears on the map. So I'm going to see if we've got more of the healing endemic life that should be around in this period.
So like to extrapolate, so choosing on what period you're hunting in, there could be more healing or less healing, even ramping up the challenge a bit.
異常気象によっては現れるものも違いますし、リスクリターンが変わったりするんですね。
そうですね。さっきの異常気象の時は大来光虫のような、攻撃的な、能力性能を持った生き物が多く出てきますし、豊穣期の方は回復のアイテムだったり蜂蜜だったりそういうものが多く出るような傾向はあります。
Yeah, generally speaking, the inclemency period, whenever there's going to be extreme weather and storms like you just saw, we'll have more maybe attack-based creatures around, like the giant thunderbug we saw. Whereas the plenty period is a bit more peaceful, and it's going to have concordantly going to have some healing items or healing bugs and things like that be more around on the map.
ちょっと新しい弓の使用をお伝えしますね。今回ね、瓶がアイテムではなくなりました。
So just to introduce a new element for the bow, the coatings are no longer items.
今回この仕掛けやゲージっていうんですけど、このゲージがあると思うんですが、このゲージを使って、瓶を使う。今ゲージ減りましたね。
So you can see that there's a blue gauge above where the power coating is appearing. That's the gauge that you use to refill the coatings that you're using.
このゲージはもう一つ導きのよいしょ。これ自体は弱いですよ。で刺さったらここに対して追加ダメージ。
So I just shot a tracer arrow, and then as you saw, even though I wasn't aiming right at it, the subsequent shot aimed right for the tracer.
So you can do some really impressive plays with that then.
すごくトリックプレイができそうなんですね。
そうですね。上手い人だとどんどんつないでいきながらダメージの量を増やしていくようなプレイングもできるようになってますね。
I think if you're good with the bow, yeah, you'll be able to use those to pull off some great damage combos.
なんかサポートハンターがあんまり動いてくれないですね。今あれかな。ちなみに今回支給品もクエスト開始したら自分のセクレットポーチに届けてくれるような仕様になってますし、時間が経つと追加の支給品が来たりもします。
Speaking of the supply items, previously you would have only been able to get them at camp, so you would have to go back to the box to get them. But since we're able to start and new quests right in the map, they're actually going to be delivered directly to your sacred pouch whenever you start a new quest.
もう一回回収もできます。
And you can pick up traps.
You know, that's good. I can't remember how many times I've put a trap in a bad place, and I'm like, oh no, I need to get another one.
置き間違えてしまうことが多い人にとっては非常に嬉しいです。
そうですね。で、ここに置くと罠に反応してサポートハンター、なんかサポートハンターたちも空気を読んで。
Yeah, those support hunters are also able to understand that you've placed a trap, and then head over there so that you can lure the monster together.
Very handy. Toshiiguma's still putting up a big fight.
まだまだ戦い続けるんですね。
もうね、弱ってるはずなんですけどね。
I think he's pretty much on the ropes at this point.
So it's all or nothing for this monster.
命がけですので。
2匹いますね。ちょっと 小足玉で
So
出しますか。
one of his herd has shown up here, one of his packs. So we're just going to use a large John pod here to try and disperse them.
Especially in such close quarters, that would make him even more dangerous.
こういう狭い場所はなおさら危ないですね。
そうですね。土砂雲のようにちょっと今回復三つ虫が出てますね。これの豊穣期になるとこういう回復系の環境生物とかもすごく増えてきます。
As I mentioned, the things like the giant vigor wasps, the healing endemic life is more common to find in the plenty period.
これも初めてかな。このワニのようなモササウルスのようなガジオスというモンスター。
Got a few new smaller monsters
で
there.
傷つきやすいような、弾を
And I was able
スリンガー
to
の
grab
弾を
its tooth off with the slinger, and that becomes the new bleeding pod. When you use that with the slinger and hit a monster, it becomes easier for it to bleed.
Oh, that's handy.
ちょっと土砂熊が2頭いてちょっと危険な状態ではあるんですけど、サポートハンターに頑張ってもらって。
We have 2 Doshagame here, but I'm hoping that support hunters have my back while I sit down for a quick meal in the field.
You know what? It's never a bad time for a snack.
食事でも取りましょうか。
Yep, let's have a meal.
今回携帯食料を原料にして肉と魚と野菜を選ぶことができます。
So you're able to choose the combination of the portable rations that you have with you, whether it be meat, vegetable, etc., to decide what meal to cook.
Ooh, those mushrooms look good.
で追加の食材っていうのは今キノコとハーブを使ったんですけど、村人から交流して得ることをしたりとかフィールドから取ることによって追加の効果を得る食材っていうのを取ることができたりします。
I added some mushrooms and herbs here. Those kind of additional ingredients are things that you can both find on the map or perhaps exchange with and trade with NPCs to get new ingredients and toppings. And by adding them to the meal, you're going to get different combinations of effects and skills.
That is so tasty.
So tasty ですね。
And the good news is you weren't interrupted by the monster. But I assume if you get too bold with your cooking, there could
その
be...
間は幸い邪魔されなかったんですけど、もしかしたらあんな場所で料理すると攻撃される可能性があるんですね。
もちろんやられる可能性が
Yeah.
あります。どこでも食べれる分どこでもリスクがありますね。
You can eat anywhere, but monsters can attack you eating anywhere. So the decision is yours.
で今回ねこの局舎も前はスタンチを貯めるつぶてみたいなものが出てたと思うんです。今回上の方に追加ダメージが入るようなこう炸裂矢を刺すような仕様に変わってますね。
Yeah, the arc shots have also been changed up this time so that they are able to be more effective and do more damage from that style.
Great news for bow mains, or those looking to try it out in wilds. Hang on. This is new, isn't it, Takuda-san?
これって新しい仕様ですね。今モンスターの上に。
そうですね。モンスターの中に入り込まずに、乗ったりすることもできますし、今みたいにクエスト60秒待たなくてもそのまま、終わらすことができます。あとこういう風にディティール今みたいにちっちゃなリザルトにすることもできますし、ボタンを押せば大きな今まで通りのしっかり見るリザルトにすることもできるようになってます。
That's right. You no longer pass through the monster's body. You can get on top of it while you're carving. And as you may have saw, the result screen appears as a sort of more compact notification that you can skip through without having a large screen come up. Or if you want to, you can press the correct prompt to see the detailed screen. Once you skip through that, you don't go anywhere. You're right back on the field to continue your next hunt.
And what options do players have after a hunt?
一回討伐後にできることは何でしょうか。
そうですね。今まではこうクリアしたらフィールドじゃない拠点に戻ってもう一回クエストボードからリスタートでしたけど、今回はフィールドにいるモンスターを、また自分で目的を見つけて、狩ることができます。レダウに行くこともできますし、バーラハーラに行くこともできる。さらにですね、今どういう状況なのかみたいなことをマップで見ることができます。
You can of course go back to the camp, pick up another quest on the quest board as per usual. But you don't have to. You can stay right on the field, just find monsters to hunt, or as I'm doing right now, open the map and check out the situation. It shows you the kind of areas different monsters appear in.
さっきはねダメージをフィールドで与えて、クエスト化しましたけど、マップの上から、クエストを 開始するっていうこともできます。
So earlier we just attacked the Alpha Toshagama and it started a quest. This time I found one on the map, and as you saw, I selected the option there, and it just started a quest for me right where I'm standing.
That's rather handy.
とても便利そうな機能です。
そうですね。で、あとモンスターの強さとかも、分かりまして、追加の報酬っていうかもう、フィールドに出てるモンスターについては、発生しますので、そういうことも確認してもらいながら、どのターゲットを次に狙っていくかみたいなことを決めていただけます。
You can also see things like which additional rewards will be dropped by particular monsters and make that the decision-making factor for your next hunt target.
Oh, that's great, especially if you're farming for a particular weapon or a particular piece of armor.
この武器、この防具を作成したくてこれが欲しくてと思ったときに使える機能なんですね。
そうですね。特定の今回ね、でも僕が遊んでて思うのは、この装備が欲しいんだけれども、なんかちょっと素材がいい、モンスターが徘徊してるからついでに買っとこうかみたいな気持ちになるのが今までにない感覚です。
Yeah, it's also great where if you're already doing a different hunt target, but you find another monster it tells you it's going to have the materials you want for that armor or that weapon you've been waiting to craft. You don't have to quit the hunt you're on and then find it later. Just keep hunting on the go, or even keep hunting it while you're attacking your main target. So it lets you do that a lot more seamlessly.
That's awesome. There we go.
時間がですね。
Well played, Tokuda-san.
はい、上手にできました。
What would you say, as Lance was the first weapon, what kind of player would enjoy using Lance?
今ランツだったんですけど、ランツはどのようなプレイヤーに向いている武器なんでしょうか。
そうですね。ランスは割と藤岡さんのような安定思考というか、モンスターの攻撃を受けながら自分のダメージを軽減しつつ、反撃していくようなスタイルの武器です。
It's a weapon for people who want to be sort of strong and stable. They're going to have guarding ability to keep their own health higher, and then whenever the timing is right, to be able to poke back at the monster.
ですが、今回は割と臨機応変にこうジャストガードとかも含めて、反撃する能力っていうのも高くなってますので、ちょっと今までランス合わなかったなみたいな人でもオフェンシブな面っていうのが、確認できますので、一回ちょっと試してみてもらったらいい、もしかしたら好きな武器の一つになってくれるかもしれないなと思ってます。
Anyone who might never have really picked up the lance before because you felt it was a bit too defensive for you, a bit too tanky, then I think that the new abilities that we've added, including these precise timing guards, which let you lead into powerful counterattacks, they might make it a bit more of an active participation kind of weapon. So I'd encourage any of you who think the lance isn't for you to give it a try in Monster Hunter Wilds, and maybe you'll grow to like it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I'm going to have to go out there and give it a try after this demonstration. So,
僕も今のプレイを見たら遊びたくなりましたので。
ぜひ試してみて。
And with that, we'll wrap things up for today, but we'll be back tomorrow from 1 p.m. CEST, starting with our stage show. So there'll be Tokuda-san, as well as Monster Hunter Wilds producer Ryozo Sugimoto, and Monster Hunter Wilds executive director and art director Kaname Fujioka. So do join in. We should have some multiplayer gaming for you in Monster Hunter Wilds, as well as community Q&A. And then afterwards, we'll be back again with Tokuda-san, and we'll be showing off more weapons. So chat, make sure you're here, because we'll be looking at you to decide what weapon we show. But once again, I'd like to say thank you to Patrick for translating for us, and to Tokuda-san for the gameplay and awesome information.
はい。
お疲れ様で
した。皆さんありがとうございます。
See you next time, everyone. Or see you tomorrow.